Good morning everyone. Welcome to e-learning program. I am S. Revati, English teacher, Adarsh Vidyalaya Public School, Andiur. Today's class we are going to learn lesson 2. We are not afraid to die. We all can be together by Gordon Cook and Alan East. Now let's see the short introduction of this lesson. This story tells about the extreme bravery and skill exhibited by Gordon Cook. Gordon Cook's family and crewmen in a war with water. Their ship, Waymaker, wrecked due to heavy waves. In this story, we can see how the family survived from the trouble. Now let's see the line by line explanation of the lesson. In July 1976, my wife Mary, son Jonathan 6, daughter Susan 7 and I set sail from Plymouth, England to duplicate round the world voyage made 200 years earlier by Captain James Cook. For the longest time, Mary and I, a 37-year-old businessman, had dreamt of sailing in the wake of the famous explorer, and for the past 16 years we had spent all our leisure time honing our seafaring skills in British waters. From this first paragraph, we can come to know the narrator and his wife Mary, son Jonathan, daughter Susan planned a voyage from Plymouth, England like Captain James Cook. They had been preparing for this voyage for 16 years. Here, voyage means sea travel. Seafaring skills means travel by sea. Now let's see the second paragraph. A boat wave walker, a 23-meter, 30-ton wooden hulled beauty had been professionally built, and we had spent months fitting it out and testing it in the roughest weather we could find. The first leg of our planned 3-year, 105,000 kilometer journey passed pleasantly as we sailed down the west coast of Africa to Cape Town. There, before heading east, we took on 2 crewmen. Now, let's see the explanation for the second paragraph. The special boat Wave Walker was built. It was 23-meter height and its weight was 30 ton. It was tested in the roughest weather. They started their journey from Plymouth, England and sailed down the east coast of Africa to Cape Town. They passed 105,000 kilometers pleasantly. Now let's see the third paragraph. American Larry Vigil and Swiss Herb Siegler to help us tackle one of the world's roughest seas, the Southern Indian Ocean. On our second day of our Cape Town, we began to encounter strong gales. For the next few weeks, they blew continuously. Gales did not worry me, but the size of the waves was alarming, up to 15 meters as high as our main mast. Now let's see the explanation for the paragraph 3. The narrator took the crewmen, Larry Vigil and Swiss Herb Siegler, to help them tackle the Southern Indian Ocean, which is considered as the world's roughest sea. The second day, there were strong winds. It blew continuously for a few weeks. The waves were 15 meters height. December 25 found us 3,500 kilometers east of Cape Town. Despite atrocious weather, we had a wonderful holiday complete with the Christmas tree. New Year's Day saw no improvement in the weather, but we reasoned that it had to change soon. And it did change for the worse. At dawn on January 2, the waves were gigantic. We were sailing with only a small storm jib and were still making 8 knots. We all know 25th December is a Christmas day. Though the weather was bad, in the Waymaker boat, the narrator's family and the crewmen celebrated Christmas. There was no change in the weather the New Year's Day also. On January 2nd, the waves were very huge. As the ship rose to the top of each waves, We could see endless, enormous seas rolling towards us, and the screaming of wind and spray was painful to the ears. To slow the boat down, we dropped the storm jeep and lashed a heavy mooring rope in a loop across the stern. Then we double lashed everything, went through our life raft drill, attached lifelines, done oilskins and life jackets, and waited. Now let's see the explanation. The weather changed for the worst on January 2. The big waves hit them. They tried to slow the ship down by dropping storm jib and hit a heavy mooring rope in the loop across the stern, but it did not help much. They carried their life raft drill, attached lifelines, done life jackets and oilskins. Here, stern means a back end of the ship. Mooring means fasten. Lashed means tightly. The first indication of impending disaster came at about 6 p.m. with an ominous silence. The wind stopped and the sky immediately grew dark. Then came a growing roar and an enormous cloud toward aft of the ship. With horror, I realized that it was not a cloud but a wave like no other I had ever seen. It appeared perfectly vertical and almost twice the height of the other waves, with a frightful breaking crest. Here, the word aft means at the back of, crest means top. Now, let's see the explanation. Later in the evening, a vertical and huge wave struck the ship, and the narrator was thrown off from the ship. He accepted his approaching death and started losing consciousness when the ship was about to overturn. A huge wave hit again and turned it right back. He grabbed the guard rail and sailed into ship's main boom. The next paragraph. The roar increased to a thunder as the stern moved up the face of the wave, and for a moment I thought we might ride over it. But then a tremendous explosion shook the deck. A torrent of green and white water broke over the ship. My head smashed into wheel and I was aware of flying overboard and sinking below the waves. Here, deck means a flat area for walking on the ship. Now let's see the explanation for the paragraph 7. The roar increased like a thunder. The stern moved up the face of the wave. There was a huge explorer shook the deck. Water broke over the ship. The narrator head smashed into the wheel. He was aware of sinking below the water. I accepted my approaching death, and as I was losing consciousness, I felt quite peaceful. Unexpectedly, my head popped out of the water. A few meters away, Wave Walker was nearing capsizing, her mast almost horizontal. Then a wave hurled her upright. My lifeline jerked taut. I grabbed the guard rails and sailed through the air into Wave Walker's main boom. Subsequent waves tossed me around the deck like a rag doll. Capsizing means turning over. Taut means completely stretched. Boom means long pole with a sail tied to it. Here, rag doll means a soft doll made from pieces of cloth. Now let's see the recap. The narrator and his family started voyage from Plymouth, England. Wave Walker was the special boat was built. The crewmen, Larry Vigil and Herb Siegler, were taken with them. They sailed to Cape Town. They celebrated Christmas in the boat. Suddenly, the strong wind attacked the boat. The narrator was sinking into the waves. Children, I hope you have understood this part. Next part we will discuss in the next session. Thank you.